So this is one of the more wild fights that you will see because it involves a fan who's attending a stadium getting in the face of someone who works at the stadium. You see, he just touched caps with the security worker or worker of the stadium. And although this man has his hands behind his back, and we don't know what happened prior to, he keeps squaring up against this guy, thinking that nothing is going to happen to him. And what really shocks me is how there's so many people, as the worker wails on this guy, there's so many people who are just watching. I mean, there's parents with their kids who are just holding on to the kids. And they're just watching. How no one is breaking this up, how no one is getting involved, is so American to me. The dude with the beard is going to spit a few times, which is just like a total rallying cry for someone who really wants to fight. And then the man it appears to be bleeding from his mouth, and he spits on the worker. There's a woman in a Mark Reynolds jersey shirt that's like, all right, come on, break it up. The dude keeps spitting again and again. The worker from the stadium is like, come on, man, it's over. It's done. You escalated this. It's done. And the dude in the beard spits at him again. Spits at him again. So then the worker is going to take off his belt and starts beating the fan with it. The fan spits on him again and then gets it again from the belt. This is passed down beatings. That like, oh, I'm going to get a belt on me. I'm going to get a switch on me. Or I'm going to get a bar of soap on me. Well, you're going to get it too. Finally, there are a few people who jump in, but it really feels like it's just so late in the process. The dude in green finally jumps in to separate them. And the worker is still really ticked, as is the dude in the beard, who is really ticked. And the dude in green appears to be a worker, but still. This did not have to happen, and yet it did happen. The video is via Kelsey Vogel on TikTok, who captured this entire thing. What we would love to know is what happened prior to. I know that we are going to hear from both sides on this matter, on what went down. But this guy, this dude, the bearded dude, who has suffered an injury to his mouth, likely because of the punches that were thrown, kept intimidating this guy and spitting at him. I want to reiterate, we don't know what happened. He spit on the ground again. I don't know what happened prior to all of this going down. And clearly there needs to be some sort of retribution between these two. Overall, a terrible, terrible, terrible look. Not just for the fan and the worker, but also the Pittsburgh Pirates. This poor guy in a boot, walking around, that guy keeps spitting over and over on the ground. Bad scenes at PNC Park. Ugly scenes at PNC Park. The worker who struck the fan keeps yelling at him, and then we finally have more workers at PNC Park try to take him in the opposite direction. And the fan, along with what appears to be his buddy in a white Pittsburgh Pirates jersey, are talking to security as well at PNC Park. What did they bicker about that it could lead to scenes such as these? Again, a terrible look for everybody. A terrible look for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Terrible look for the fan. No one wins in this situation. It's just bad, and it just keeps getting worse. The latest reports fill in many of the holes that we had, so let's get into it. According to KDKA News, the fan and his friend allegedly harassed a woman who was working at a concession stand in the ballpark. Thus, the game day employee is said to have stood up for that concession worker. And he attempted to divert their attention away. Clearly he did. The Pirates would release this statement. We are aware of the unfortunate incident that occurred following the conclusion of yesterday's game between a PNC Park game day employee and a guest. The employee's behavior was entirely unacceptable, and he was immediately suspended, rather. This incident is currently under further investigation. The Pirates are looking at security footage of PNC Park. We have not heard yet from the team. One bystander would claim the Unruly fan was asked to leave, and he refused to do so. That bystander said the fan should be prosecuted for their actions. Pittsburgh Public Safety spokeswoman Eliza Durham told the press that no charges have been filed at this time. So I do find that to be rather interesting. What I'll say is this. It's fairly obvious that no employee, unless it absolutely requires them to punch a fan. It's clear. It's obvious. Unless you have to, by any means necessary, to impede and limit an unruly fan's actions, this is not the way to go. It just isn't. It's not going to look good. Now, does harassment mean that you punch a guy in the face? No, there are many other ways that he could have gone about this, in my view, with the limited amount of intel that we have. What I will also say is, why are you allegedly harassing workers, female workers, within the confines of a ballpark? Just doesn't make sense to me. And in addition, what also doesn't make sense to me is it's clearly over even if the guy is spitting at you. Pulling out your belt is like it's going back and just having more data being given to those who will want you to not be employed by the stadium anymore. You got your licks in, probably could have been done. He spits on you. At that point, cut your losses. Even if you don't view it as a loss, cut your losses. Ugly. Very, very ugly. And this comes at a time when there are more terrible scenes happening at PNC Park. We learned today that the fan released a statement who fell from the outfield bleachers onto the grounds of PNC Park on the warning track. So what I would say is, alcohol or not, don't harass female employees, allegedly. Don't harass male employees. And hopefully, because, where I'm from, Chicago, friendly confines, Wrigley Field, let's try to make the friendly confines even more friendly. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.